So, so let's begin with our prayers to our Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanand Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. नमों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामीन इति नामिने नमो आचार्य पादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौर कथा धाम दया नगर ग्राम तारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So I would so today I will be speaking on, or rather explaining a Vaishnav bhajan. So I will sing it in parts and then I will explain the bhajan. So the purpose of taking up this Vaishnav bhajan, or for that matter any Vaishnav bhajan, they are not some ordinary songs. They are songs or bhajans that are written by our acharyas who have themselves realized the Supreme Lord, who are associates of the Supreme Lord. And these bhajans are not ordinary songs because they have all the essence of all our scriptures, like Srimad Bhagavatam and the Purans. Anything, people may read a lot of things, but if you do not get the essence of it, then all of that reading will go waste. So these Vaishnav bhajans, each one of them are in itself, they hold so much potency to give you or to help you come closer to Krishna, come closer to the Supreme Lord, and to connect with Him. And it becomes easier to be able to love the Supreme Lord. So we will begin. So this bhajan was sung by one of our acharyas, Govinda Das. This is by Kaviraj Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, because in the song, every song, we see that the person who has written it, the name is mentioned. So in this song, it is written Govinda Das Abhilashare, which means that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is expressing his desires. Abhilash means desires. So in this song, he is expressing his desires. So let us sing one by one verse, and then I will also share the words with you so that you can go through what I'm singing. This is the song. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nanda Nandana. Here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying to his mind, he's expressing his desire, what he wants his mind to do. And this is something that is applicable to each one of us. In fact, he is an acharya who is always connected to the Supreme Lord. But here, this is very much applicable to each one of us. So he is saying to his mind. Why to his mind? Because our mind can be our greatest friend if it is in our control. And at the same time, this mind can be our greatest enemy if it is out of our control, which means if the mind is controlling us, then it is our greatest enemy, because mind is like a monkey. But if you are in control of the mind, if I am myself in control of my mind, then it is my best friend. So let's start with the first verse. Bhajahu re mana Sri Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Bhajahu re mana Sri Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Durlabha Janam Satsange Taro e Bhava Sindhure Abhaya Charanara Vindare. So, first verse, I'm reading the translation now. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda. Bhaja hu re mana Sri Nanda Nandana. Why Nanda Nandana? Nanda Nandan means the son of Maharaj Nanda. So when we try to approach Krishna directly, that is not very advisable, because what qualification do we have to directly try to reach the Supreme Lord? Nothing. But when we address the Supreme Lord as Nanda Nandan, son of Maharaj Nand, or when we say Gopinath, the master of the gopis, or Yashoda Nandan or Devaki Nandan, the son of Mother Yashoda or the son of Mother Devaki, that is very pleasing to Krishna, because you are addressing him in relationship to his devotees. Just like when parents, when you go to the school of your child, and when the teachers say, oh, look at him, he's the father of so and so, he's the father of, for example, say I can see Mohit here, and I can see my uncle also here. Many of you are here. So when we are addressed that, okay, this is the father of so and so, the father feels very happy. So Supreme Lord is our Supreme Father, and when he's addressed in relationship to his devotees, he feels very pleased. So here, our Goswami Acharya, he is showing us the way how to address the Supreme God. How to connect with Krishna is by connecting with his. Here's some sounds. So here our Goswami Acharya, he's addressing as the son of Nanda. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Now, in this material world, it's not a surprise if I say that we are all fearful. We all have some or other fears. Okay, nobody can say that I am completely fearless. It could be fear of losing somebody. It could be a fear of falling sick. It could be a fear of losing your job, anything. But there is nobody in this material world who can say that I am completely fearless. I really, have no fears. There is no such person. May I ask, if there is anyone amongst you all who can say that, yes, I'm completely fearless. I don't really care. Even if I get sick, tomorrow if I meet with an accident, okay, if my leg breaks, or, if my hand gets cut off, I am not fearful at all. Or, if my dear and near ones, something happens to them, I'm not fearful. Can anybody? Or if somebody says, okay, I don't care, if I lose my job. Okay, if you have a lot of money, somebody may say that, but not everyone can say that. Such a person will have some other fear, right? So is there anybody who really says that, okay, I'm completely fearless? Then please raise your hand so that I can see that, okay, we have someone amongst us who is completely fearless. Okay, rather let me put it the other way. How many of you feel that, yes, I really have fears? Wow. I can see that all of you are really fearless. Okay, I can see one hand up. That's a genuine hand up. Okay, I can see other hands going up now. So that's what we all have fears. We all have fears. Okay, there is no one who can say that I don't have any fears. But we can all become fearless. And how is that possible? Our acharyas, they are Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He is telling, he is showing us the way how to become fearless. If you worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda Maharaj, then you can become fearless. This having obtained this rare human birth. Why are they saying it as rare human birth? Because there are 84 lakh yonis or species in this universe. Not just this one universe, but in our universe we have 84 lakh species of living beings. Okay, out of which just human beings, there are 4 lakh species of human being, 4 lakh types of humans. Okay, and it is not easy to get a human birth. You may feel that, okay, I am born as a human being, what is so rare about it? Something that people are not aware of. When we are not aware of the laws of nature, then it is very much possible that we are not aware of this fact that all these species that we see, there has been a time when we were one of those species. Okay, it is not that because this birth I have taken as a human being, it does not guarantee that the next birth is also going to be of a human being, or it does not mean that your previous birth you were a human being. Okay, because this is all these comes in the laws of nature, that human birth comes after going through the cycle of taking birth in various species, all these 84 lakh species, from the lowest species to coming up to the rarest human birth. So somebody, after taking a human birth, if they do not inquire what is the purpose of this human life, then their life is a complete waste. Because then there is no difference between that person and between the other animals, the other living entities that are there. Because they are also, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And the other human being, having taken a human birth, they are doing the same things. So basically, then there is no difference between that human being and the animals or the other creatures that you see outside. So that is why here it is, our Acharya Goswami, he is saying that worship, just worship. He's not saying worship, he's saying just forget about other things and just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nand, which will make one fearless after obtaining this rare human birth. This human birth is not something that you get freely, it is rare, it is really rare. And then cross over this ocean of worldly existence. Why cross over this ocean of worldly existence? Because this worldly existence is full of sufferings. If you take birth in this world, you have to suffer. Because Krishna is saying it in Bhagavad Gita. He is telling this to Arjun, that this material world is dukkhalaya ashashvatam. Okay, it is dukkhalaya. If you go to pustakalaya, okay, alaya means a place, where you get something. So if it is the pustakalaya, you will get books. If you go to a pustakale and if you say that I want 1 kg rice, I want some tomatoes, potatoes, will you really get that? People will laugh at you. Have you lost your mind? Have you gone mad? What are you asking for? This is a pustakale. Okay. So similarly, if you go to um, um, pustakale, so there are other alas. A commonly thing that I hear mostly is shauchalaya in India. Okay, there are public toilets. If you go there, if you say that I want to worship now over here, I want to worship God, then people will see you have gone out of your mind, because that is not the place to do that. So similarly, this place, Krishna is saying, what is this place called? Dukkhalaya, where it is a storehouse of only dukkha, sufferings. Here, if you come and expect that, oh, I'm going to have a very pleasureful life, I'm going to have a peaceful life, happy life, then that is simply foolishness. That is simply ignorance. Because the Creator Himself is saying this is dukkhalaya. Then can we really change what the Creator is doing? Can we really change what the Creator has planned and what He is saying? To think something like that, it is foolishness. So we should not settle here that, oh, this is a very nice place, I want to settle here. That is foolishness. So we should take, and how can we cross this worldly sufferings, this existence, is through the association of saintly persons. We have to take association of saintly persons. Why saintly persons? Because they know the secret of crossing over this ocean of worldly existence, how to cross over this existence of continuous sufferings. How are you suffering in this world? Sometimes you may think that, oh, my life is good, I don't think I'm really suffering much. Okay, that's also fine, but how do we really understand that this world is a place of suffering? Sometime, at least once in your life, you have come across where you have lost a relative, the death of a relative. Or at some point of time, you have got some disease, you had to suffer because of something. That could be anything, some small disease or some big disease. These are all sufferings, losing someone. So there are 4 types of sufferings. Okay, one is four things that we go through in this material world. One is birth, death. If there is birth, death is certain. Old age and disease. Okay, now in Kali Yuga, even before the old age comes, a lot of people, they die because of disease. Or if not disease, sometimes you hear that, oh, he was a healthy young man, he was walking, he had gone for a walk and he just died because of heart attack. Or sometimes you hear that a young, perfectly fine person just slipped in the bathroom and died. So these 4 things are sure to happen: birth, death, old age, and disease. And because of these things, there is suffering. There is no way that you can come out of suffering. So the only way to come out of suffering is, one, to become fearless. How do we do that? By worshipping, by taking shelter of the lotus feet of the son of Nand Maharaj, that is Krishna. And second is by crossing over this ocean of worldly existence. And how do we do that? By taking association of saintly persons, because they have realized they are realized souls. They are already connected with the Supreme God, and they know how to connect with the Supreme God. They have understood the purpose of their life. And that is why they are the ones who can help us to understand the purpose of our lives and to help us cross over this ocean of worldly existence, this difficult place, full of sufferings. Now, we'll move to the next verse of it. Shita atapa baat barishana. Shita atapa बात बरीशन ए दिन जामिनी जागिरे विफल से कृपण दुरजन विफल से कृपण दुरजन चपल सुख लब लागी रे, अभय चरनार विंदरे. So what is the translation saying? Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. Shita, Atapa, Bata, Barishana. So we have changing seasons. Now, if we just see at it in an external way, we may think that, okay, heat and cold is not a big deal for me because I have a nice house. If it is too hot, I just turn on the AC. If it is too cold, I just turn on the heater. And, or, I have nice comforter. So I don't really have to worry about all these things. But if we think it from other perspective, that when we say heat and cold, for that matter, there are two perspectives actually. One is there are people who are really suffering the pains of the heat and cold. If I have seen in India, and especially because I'm brought up in Gujarat, I've seen Gujarat is in summers it's very very hot. It's very hot. And I used to see that like many times when we would travel, I would see that on the roads constructions would happen, and in that severe heat those workers would work, and the way they would sweat. And then I would also see that they had little kids, just where they are doing all this work, all this construction is going on. They just put a cloth for their kid, making a swing out of it, and the kid is also lying there. So they have to bear the heat as it is. They do not have the option of really turning on an AC. At the same time, cold, when it is very cold especially even in India, there are many places that can become very cold in the winters. And there are so many people who live outside, they are homeless, and they do not have the option of really putting on a heater, or having a nice quilt and bed so that they can sleep nicely. So to see in that perspective, is there a guarantee? Can somebody really guarantee what is going to happen the very next moment in our lives? Can any of you can you really guarantee that, yes, I can guarantee that my life is going to be this way, so and so things are going to happen for sure, and I can give a guarantee that this is what my life is going to be? Can anybody really guarantee that? Okay. I need to see if everybody's awake because so uh let me put it this way. Has anybody really thought out something that, okay, this 1 year, this is going to be my plan. Let's just take 1 year, and everything has gone exactly according to what they have planned in that 1 year. Then please raise your hands. Nobody has really gone through even 1 year, not exactly what they have expected. Okay. Okay, for a week, let's say for a week, exactly the way I wanted. Not even for a week. So then this is our answer, that if there is no guarantee of things happening our way for even a week, forget about a week, even in one day, we are planning something. We may have thought, once we wake up in the morning, we may have planned that, okay, this is my plan, this is my plan, this is how things should be. Can you really guarantee that, yes, exactly things are going to be the way I have thought of? No, we cannot guarantee, because we are not the doer. We are actually working as per the laws of nature. And here that is being said that both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, because there is so much of stress in our minds. We are constantly fearful. We are constantly worried. Oh, what is going to happen to me? Oh, what is going to happen to my family? If I lose my job, what is going to happen? If something happens to my spouse, what is going to happen? What if tomorrow something happens to my son or daughter or grandchildren, whatever it is? We are constantly stressed out. There are so many things. We may not share it with someone. Externally we may look very happy, but internally we are constantly worried. Isn't it true? Can you raise your hand if what I'm saying is true or not? Something or the other is always on our mind. Yeah. So I can see hands going up. So this is a reason that, because we are constantly fearful, we are constantly suffering. And then what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, he bifale sevinu. Sevinu means to serve. Okay, bifale. Bifale means without any, for no reason, without any good results. Kripana durajana. Okay, we are constantly getting cheated by by people around us or by the situations around us. So here, if we go to the translation, it is in the second verse, we can see that it's written, for a fraction of flickering happiness I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. For a fraction of flickering happiness I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What does that mean? What is flickering happiness? Sometimes our happiness comes, we feel that, oh, if I watch a nice movie, with my family, that will give me happiness. If I go out to a restaurant and have nice dinner or nice lunch, with my friends, with my family, that is happiness. Okay. Then in our job, we are constantly trying to please whom? The bosses, so that we get a nice pay, nice raise, nice bonus when those festivals come. We are trying to serve whom? Do they really care for any of us? In a company, if if your boss gets an order that we have to cut off some people, we don't have so much, our financial situation is not going well, we are not making good profits, we need to get some people cleared from here. So what happens? Your boss will not think twice before putting your name. When his tail is on fire, he will not think twice to make sure that, okay, you are cleared from here, so that his pay is safe. So who are you really serving? We may think that, okay, I want to make my family happy, and to make them happy we are doing so many things. There are so many people who are trying to do business where they are cheating to earn more money. Earn more money for what? So that they can keep their family happy. But tell me one thing, is there a guarantee that tomorrow, when you are unable to earn anything, can anybody give a guarantee that yes, these family members will be with you? I personally know someone, that who, I'm giving these examples so that we understand which world we are living in. I personally know someone who had a love marriage. He met the girl, and then they decided to get married, and they were very happy. But within 6 months of their marriage, the wife went into coma, a complete vegetable state. And the husband initially was very sad that what happened to the wife, tried to take her to a hospital here and there. But in a couple of months, when he realized that the doctors are saying that she's never going to come out of this coma, he realized that, okay, that means there is no hope. What is the point of keeping a vegetable in the home? It's just an added burden. And he calls up the parents, to his wife's parents, and he says, please take back your daughter. The doctors have said that she's not going to get cured. Please take back your daughter. Love marriage. In this material world, this is the quality of love. There is no real love in this material world. So if you are really trying to find love, that, oh, this person loves me, that person loves me. No, my dear devotees. It may sound very harsh, but this is the truth. In this material world, everybody is selfish. They only care for themselves. Some may care less, some may care more, but this is the fact that flickering happiness, you may think that going to a restaurant or watching a nice movie will give you happiness, but none of these things can really give you happiness. It may be happy, that is why it is said flickering happiness. For that moment you may get some happiness, but it will have a repercussion. There will be a suffering accompanying that happiness. This is mentioned in our scriptures. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying this. So we have to understand that this flickering happiness, for flickering happiness, make sure you are not missing out on the real deal, the purpose of this human life. Make sure you don't lose this this rare human birth by just wasting your time behind trying to please others and not knowing what is the purpose of this human life. Here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is clearly saying that both in the day and at night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. This is, we may read it as heat, cold, wind and rain, but these effects come in different ways. Sometimes from our family, sometimes from our employers, sometimes from nature. Sometimes we have experienced, I have practically experienced this, that there was a earthquake, and so many people died in that earthquake, just over a period of one night. Thousands of people died. Okay, so there is no guarantee what is going to happen the very next moment. Don't think your insurance is going to save you. No, nothing, nobody can save you other than the supreme God. So in fact, let me give one more example here. Sometimes we think that no, my family is very good, they are going to take care of me. Yes, there are people who are very good as family members, but there is no guarantee that nobody can really take care of you. Nobody can save you when death comes. Okay, there is also a practical example of this very thing. I personally know a person who is a doctor, and she had a 9-year-old daughter, and this daughter was perfectly fine. And this mother whom I'm talking about, she herself is a pediatrician. Okay, a very, very good pediatrician in the town that we lived in. And one morning, she was in the kitchen. The mother was in the kitchen, and her daughter was doing some artwork. Perfectly fine, had their breakfast together. She was doing her artwork, and suddenly, the mother hears a small sound, like just that. Okay, people may think the mobile phone fell off or something fell off. So the mother asks from the kitchen, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" So no sound. She doesn't get a sound. So naturally, she comes out to check what is the matter, what was the sound. And when she comes out, she sees that her daughter, she was doing something on the table, and she sees that her daughter has put her head down on the table, and she's just lying there without any movement. And when this happens, she goes close to the daughter and she says, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And when she was trying to move her, the daughter just, falls on her lap without a movement. And she checks the pulse and she realizes that she's no more. Spot death. Okay. The mother is a pediatrician herself, present at home at that moment. Could she help? Could she save her daughter? Can anybody guarantee that, yes, I can save my daughter, I can save my son, I can save my spouse? Can you guarantee that, yes, I can save myself? No. Nobody can save us. The only way that you can save yourself is by taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and following the instructions that the Supreme Lord is giving. the more you try to turn your face away from the Supreme Lord and think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to practice more and become a very good dancer or become a very good singer, or I'm going to work very hard and become a billionaire. This is not going to give you happiness. You are just going to go round and round in the vicious cycle of getting into sufferings and entanglement. And this is guaranteed. It is guaranteed. So, my dear friends, my dear devotees, all of you are wonderful. I'm saying all these things just to remind myself again and again that may I not become foolish. May I not get fooled by the embellishments of the material world and get entangled in it. Okay, this material world is just an entanglement of sufferings. So be careful and don't get stuck in it. We'll move to the third verse. Idhana yobana putra parijana. Idhana yobana putra parijana. ইথে কি আছে পারাতি তীরে কামালে জ্বালা জীবন টালামালা কামালে জ্বালা জীবন টালামালা ভজহু হরিপদানি তীরে भजहु हरिपद नीतिरे अभय चरणर विंदरे. ये धन यौवन. Dhana means wealth. Yauvan means the youth. Putra, Parijan. Putra means sons, children. Parijan, your relatives. Okay, ithe ki ache paratitire. What real happiness is there in all of these things? You may have, lot of wealth. You may be young, or maybe you are old in years, but you are still very healthy. Okay, you may have one son or many sons who are very supportive towards you, very loving towards you, and family members who are very loving towards you. But still, there is no assurance that you will be happy. There is no assurance that you will be happy. In fact, there is assurance that you will still be unhappy. Here also, there is a real incident. I was hearing one of my Shravan Gurus, Adigatadar Prabhu, who is a doctor in the USA. He was mentioning that he was speaking to one person, and she was about 75 or 76 years old, and very well settled, very wealthy, very rich. And this lady, she came to him and she was sharing that she was crying. Actually, she was crying profusely, and she was sharing that I really want to go to my I really want to go to the US and meet my children and the grandchildren, and I'm missing them a lot. So this doctor, he asked her that when was the last time you met them? So she said that just few months back, but now I'm unable to travel because of my knee pain. I'm unable to travel anymore now. Just few months back I went there, but now I really want to go back. So he asked her that have you got a chance to spend good time over all these years with your grandchildren, with your children? Have you really got sufficient time and moments of all these things? She said yes. I've got when I went there, they used to go to work and I would take care of the grandchildren, since they were like little infants. So I've got all that opportunity. There is nothing that I've really not got. Then he asked that, okay, do you have enough wealth? Are you happy, like when you with your husband? How is his health? She said everything is fine. Husband's health is fine. They have a lot of money. They have 2 or 3 cars, drivers who drive the car, so chauffeur driven cars, and there are servants at home. So everything is perfectly, you name it and they have it, you name it and they have experienced it. There is no such thing which materially we may think this is happiness that they have not experienced. Yet she's not happy. Okay, yet she is not happy. So what is the assurance that you will really be happy if you have all the wealth, if you have youth and you are able to do all the fun, musty, everything, you have supporting family members, you have all of them loving you. Firstly, this does not happen in this material world. Just like that, Krishna is not saying that this is dukkhale ashashvatam. If you have one thing, you will not have the other thing. If you have the other thing, you will not have this thing. That is guaranteed. Okay, to think that I will have this, that combination of everything is foolishness. That day will never come, and one day we will die and we will take birth again, depending on whatever thoughts we had in our last moment before leaving this body, and whatever activities we have done throughout our life. Okay, depending on these two things, the desires that we have created throughout our lives and the activities that we have done throughout our lives will determine what thought we get in the last moment of our life. And depending on that thought, we have to take birth again. Okay, you may take birth as a human being if you're fortunate, but again, there is no guarantee that whether you will take birth in a good uh, wealthy family, or whether you will take birth in a family which does not have any food to eat. Okay, that is also another kind of suffering. Imagine, you were born in a family where there is no guarantee that you will get meals at least twice a day. There are so many families, don't we know about it? There are so many kids, so many remote areas where they do not have potable drinking water also. They have to drink water from the gutter. They some places they don't have electricity supply. It is a fact. We may be sitting in a nice comfortable house and thinking that, oh, everywhere else it is the same, but no, it all depends on what our activities, what our karma is, and where the next birth is going to be. This is if we take birth as a human being. But again, there is no guarantee that we are going to take birth as a human being in our next life. So if you are still, if you're still not fed up with the sufferings that you have in this birth, then I really do not know what to say. And if you're really fed up of all the sufferings in this birth, then take up to this process, hold on to the lotus feet of Sri Nandanandan, who is none other than Lord Krishna, and take up to this process to come out of this vicious cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. This is the remedy, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is giving us the remedy. If we still do not take up this remedy, then really I am at loss of words after this. So what assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Any moment our death can come. Any moment. Death, we say, in normal conversations, we say that life is unpredictable. Death is unpredictable. Any moment death can come. Any moment life can change. Not just by death. Anything else can happen. Anything can happen at any moment. Good, bad, no, there's no guarantee. Anything can happen at any moment. So this life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Okay, if you see a lotus flower and if you see the petals and a small drop of water, any moment the water can just slide down and fall off. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. Who is Hari? Why is he called Hari? Does anybody know the answer? Please raise your hand. Why is the Supreme Lord one of the names Hari? Why is the name Hari? Please raise your hand if you know the answer. Or you can try. If you do not know the answer but have an idea, you can at least try. Please raise your hand if somebody can tell me. Lord Hari. Hari, what is the meaning of Hari? No one? Vishakha, how about you? Do you know what is the meaning of Hari? Nandini?
Maybe he is everything or like
Okay. Uh, Vishakha, do you want to try the meaning? What is the meaning of Hari? Why is Krishna called as Hari or known as Hari? He has many names, but one of the name is Hari. So, do you know? Okay. Okay. Anyway, we'll move ahead. I'll tell you. So, Hari. Okay. The word Hari means we have heard the word Haran. Okay. To steal, to kidnap, to snatch away. Okay. That is the meaning of Haran. So, yes, Vishakha, you raised your hand. Tell me. You have to unmute yourself and speak.
hello.
Yes, yes, Vishakha, I
Hare
can.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. हरि आई थिंक हिंदी में जैसे बोलते हैं सब कुछ हरने वाले, सब मतलब
Hmm.
हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स को
Ab-
हरने वाले.
Absolutely, absolutely right. So that is the meaning of
Yes.
Hari. Someone who snatches away, steals away. Imagine he is stealing butter in Vrindavan Dham. व्रज में वो बटर स्नैच कर रहे हैं, चुरा रहे हैं. और जो डिवोटीज है, द डिवोटीज, what is he snatching from them? He is snatching away all their problems, all their sufferings, all the anarthas that are there. There are so many anarthas, there are so many problems that we have in ourselves. When we say problems, it just doesn't mean that problems are others are some problem. We have problem in ourselves. There is jealousy, there is envy, there is we are constantly comparing ourselves with others because we are always jealous. Oh, that person has this, I don't have it. That is jealousy. उसके पास है, मेरे पास नहीं है. This is jealousy. And what is envy? I have a nice house, I have nice car, but my neighbor has a better house and a better car. That is envy. I already have it, but I am not satisfied because someone else has a better version of it. Okay, he has a better husband. She has a better husband. He has a better wife. Their kids are nicer. Their house is good. She's doing very well in her career, but I'm not doing well. This is jealousy. This is this is all coming because of jealousy and envy. And wherever there is jealousy, envy, suffering is bound to come. Bound to come. So we have to hold on to the feet of Hari. We have to express all of these things, that these are this dirt, kachra. We say kachra. This dirt, I'm full of all these kinds of dirty things inside me. Others are not a problem. He did this to me, she did that to me. No, nobody is doing anything to you. It is only and only my own karma. Krishna has just selected so and so person as an instrument to give back your karma to you. Somebody else is not doing bad to you. They have just come as an instrument in your life to give back the results of your own karma, the seeds that you have sowed in your previous lives. हमें ये लग we may think that अरे व्हाट इज द गारंटी कि इसके बाद एक और लाइफ होगा, एंड हु इवन केयर्स कि इसके बाद के लाइफ में क्या होने वाला है. वी मे थिंक लाइक दैट. हु केयर्स व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इन द नेक्स्ट लाइफ. वी मे थिंक लाइक दैट. But we have to understand that again we may also say that you know I have always done good to others, I have always been nice to everyone, then why am I suffering? Why is that person doing this to me when I have never done anything back to that person? Has any of you gone through this situation? Then please raise your, okay, earlier hands, please bring down the previous hands. And fresh question, has anyone gone through this situation where you may feel that I have, throughout my life, I have never done bad to anybody, I've never hurt somebody, but then why is that person doing this to me? Has any of you gone through this kind of a situation? Then please raise your hand. Okay, I can see the hands going up. Yes, even I'm putting my hand up. This is true for me also. Okay. And there are so many others whom I have met, and they have said that it is true for them also. Then how are we getting this pain? Why are we getting this suffering? Because of the seeds that we have sowed in our previous lives. So वो seed, when you sow a seed, what happens? When you put a seed in the soil, does it immediately come out as a tree? No, right? When you sow the seed, you have to water it. Okay. When you water it, then a little seedling comes out. It sprouts, small, and then slowly it starts growing. Similarly, all the activities, karma, all the karma that we are doing, good and bad, they are like seeds. First, we have a desire, that is a seed. Then we start working towards that desire. That is like watering the seed. Okay. Having a desire that I want to buy a new house is a seed because it is a desire. Then what do I do? To buy that new house, I have to work very hard because I need that money to buy the house or to take a loan also. So then I start working very hard. That is like watering the seed. You're watering the seed of your desire. Okay. To work very hard, many times people may take only the good method, earning money by clean means. But there are many people, this is Kali Yuga and we are all aware of it. There are so many people who are taking the wrong means of earning money. Okay, so good or bad, whatever it is, if you do good, you will get back good, good results. If you do bad, you will get bad results. But whether good or bad, it is like a cycle. Suffering will come no matter what. Even if you do good things, you have to get the result. And for that, you have to take birth. When you take birth, there will be a time when the results of all your good karmas are over. And constantly we are doing something or other. So we are accumulating good as well as bad karma. So we have to constantly go on, happiness, sadness, happiness, sadness. The cycle will go on and on and on and on and on. And it has been happening for millions and millions of births that we have taken, whether as a human being or as a pig or as an earthworm or as a bird in the sky or a dog, anything, or a chicken, a fish. We have taken all these births. We don't remember, but it is a fact. This is law of nature, and law of nature is very calculative. Law of nature does not say that, oh, when a small kid, if there is fire burning, and a small kid who does not know anything goes and puts the hand in the fire, does the fire say, oh, ये तो बच्चा है, small kid will not burn the kid's hand? Does the fire say like that? No. The hand is still burnt. Whether that is a kid, old man, or whatever, the hand will still get burned. That is law of nature. It is very strict. It is very calculated. Whatever you do will come back to you. So we have to hold on to the divine feet of Lord Hari and beg, plead at his lotus feet that, oh Lord Hari, please snatch away all the anarthas, the dirt, the kachra that we have accumulated for millions and millions of lifetime. Please snatch away all of it. Clear, purify my heart so that I can bring you in there, so that I can, so that you can sit there and you can, you are the, so that you can become the master of my heart. That is when you will get real happiness. Without that, there is no question of real happiness. There is no chance of real happiness. Whatever happiness we are getting, that is just flickering, illusory happiness. That for a moment you get that happiness, the next moment you are again back to the same mental state of mind that, I don't really feel that great. तो ठीक है, all this has happened, but I just can't, I don't feel that great. If you don't hold on to, if you don't take shelter of Lord Hari, then you are bound to go on repeatedly in this cycle of, in this vicious cycle of this suffering. So with this we move to the last verse of this bhajan. श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन. श्रवण कीर्तन. Shravan, hearing. Kirtana, singing. Smarana, remembering. Vandana, praying. Padasevana. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Padasevana Dasyare. पूजन सखी जना आत्मनिवेदन. पूजन सखी जना आत्मनिवेदन. गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे. So what is the last verse saying? What is Govindas is Abhilash? What is the desire of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami? What is he expressing? So the desire is, it is the desire and great longing of Govind Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti. There are 9 process of bhakti. Now, what is bhakti? Bhakti, we have heard these words, mukti, कि अगर हम थोड़ा सा पूजा पाठ कर लेंगे और when we die then we will get mukti. People talk of mukti a lot, but very few people talk about bhakti, and even fewer people really understand or know the real meaning of bhakti. Okay, very few people are interested to know, because these days people just want to have fun, enjoy, without knowing that they are just inviting more and more suffering. And even amongst them also, there are very few people who really understand what is the meaning of bhakti. Bhakti means when you are serving the Supreme Lord, you are in love with the Supreme Lord, and by serving him you are in that bliss, where you don't care about mukti and death and anything else. Okay, it is not possible to explain in words without really experiencing it. If I am drinking nice desi cow milk, okay, delicious, very delicious, pure cow milk, which is very rare even in India these days. Okay, and there is someone who has never drank milk, never tasted milk. That person comes and asks me, okay, how does it taste? How does the milk taste? I may say that, okay, it is white in color, soft in texture, has little mild sweetness. When you put it in your mouth, you feel you feel blissful. I may try to explain a lot of things, but will that person understand? Will that person really understand the taste of milk? Just put yourself and think about it. That there is something that you have never tasted. Okay, for example, in Bengal, we eat something called the banana flower. So if I may ask Vishakha, that Vishakha, have you tasted banana flower sabji? Can you tell me, Vishakha, if you have tasted the vegetable made with banana flower? Okay, if I ask, my uncle is here. So if I ask him that, Kaku, have you tasted banana flower vegetable? What is it called in Bengali? It is mocha, mochar ghonto. So, if I ask him, he will say, yes, I have tasted mochar ghonto.
No, ma'am.
No, right, Vishakha? You have not tasted.
Yes. No,
Then,
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Nandini, how about you? Have you ever tried banana flower vegetable?
No, ma'am.
So now suppose I try to explain you that, it is very tasty. Okay, it tastes very nice when you put it in the mouth. You don't have to even chew much, and it is, it looks brownish in color, and I'm saying all these things, but are you getting the taste of it? That this is how it tastes? Can you say, yes, ma'am, I understood the taste? Can anybody say that? No, we cannot say that. Similarly, someone who has not tried and tasted this taste of bhakti, no matter with how many words I try to explain them, they will not understand. But for someone who has just, even one drop of taste when they receive by practicing or trying to practice bhakti, devotional service, that person, I can guarantee, because I am myself one of them, I can guarantee that no matter, even if you give them $1 million also, not rupees, $1 million, okay, or €1 million, which is the value is much higher than rupees, they will say, we don't need this. We don't want all this. If you ask them that, I'm giving you $1 million, stop doing this bhakti, they will say, no, please keep your money with you. I'm good this way. Why? Because they have tasted the nectar, the bliss that is there in this bhakti. Okay. And I can guarantee, even here present amongst you also, all of you, there are so many devotees who have tasted this nectar, and they are also in that same in the same place where if I come and tell them that, why are you practicing all these things, just stop practicing all these things, they will say, no, we don't want your association, but we don't want to stop practicing this. That is a fact. That is the truth. So here in the last verse, it is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti. So there are 9 limbs of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari. When you hear about Krishna, when you hear the pastimes, the glories of Lord Krishna, what Lord Krishna has done with his devotees, various rasas, with this devotee, with Mother Yashoda, he was doing this. Okay, with Mother Devaki, he was doing this. With Nand Maharaj, he was doing this. With all the Gopas and the friends, he was doing this. With all the Gopis, he was doing this. And how he fought in the Kurukshetra, how his relationship was with Arjun and the Pandavas, the friends. All the glories of Lord Hari, when we hear about them, then we start getting attracted to him. Just like when, um, and this is also very practical, it's a very practical thing, that when we hear nice things about someone, we may not have even seen that person with our eyes, okay, we may have never met that person, but many people, they come and tell you very nice things, that person, oh my god, how chivalrous that person is, how good looking that person is, what nice behavior, and such a generous person, he's always doing charity. When you hear nice things about a person, automatically in your heart, even if you have not met that person, automatically in your heart you develop a respect and liking for that person, isn't it? Similarly, when we hear the glories of Lord Hari, automatically we get attracted to him. So this is one of the methods, one of the limb of practicing bhakti. Then what is the other? Chanting those glories. Chanting those glories. What does that mean? That means when you are hearing about it, you get so happy about it that you start telling about those glories to others, or you start constantly talking about those glories. You start telling others that, Krishna, Krishna is so beautiful. What he has done, he has stolen the beautiful color of a fresh cloud, of a rain cloud, fresh rain cloud, and he himself has become that bluish color. And how sweetly, when Mother Yashoda was running behind him, he was so scared. You will fall in love with Krishna, and then you want to tell about those glories to others, that this is Krishna and this is his pastimes with his devotees. So chanting those glories, constantly remembering him, then you will start constantly thinking of him. Oh, Krishna, sometimes, when we have deities, Vigraha, at home, then what happens is when we start serving them, making bhoga, offering to them, after some time, what happens? We get attached to the Vigraha. We are constantly thinking that, oh, did I give him water? पानी दिया था क्या भगवान को? ठाकुर जी को मैंने आज क्या मैं खिलाऊं? We start thinking of these things. This is remembering. This is falling in love with Krishna. When we start thinking of Krishna, then Krishna starts thinking of us, that, oh, this person is thinking about me. Let me see what problems this person has. Let me help that person out, so that he or she can think of me more, because this person is loving me. That person has fallen in love with me. So I am also falling in love with this person. So hearing the glories of Lord Hari, chanting those glories, constantly remembering him, constantly remembering about Krishna and his pastimes, beautiful, beautiful pastimes of Krishna, offering prayers to him. When we do these things, then we become close to Krishna. Then we come to that point where we want to offer prayers to Krishna, genuinely telling him that we are grateful for whatever we have. Have we ever thought of this aspect? We complain about millions of things, that I'm not happy with my life, I have this problem, I have that problem, I don't feel nice, there is nothing good happening in my life, I'm not getting a nice promotion or a nice kick out of the work I do. We complain so much, but have we ever thanked Krishna for what we have? What if tomorrow you don't get water for the whole day? What if the whole day there is no electricity at home and the weather is 40 degrees Celsius? No water at home, no electricity at home. What if tomorrow suddenly, by mistake, a knife runs over your hand and your finger gets completely chopped off? What if suddenly tomorrow you are walking on the street and something comes and falls on your head? Have we ever thought that we are so fortunate? There is so much to be grateful for to Krishna. We have our hands, our legs, our mind, our eyes, nose, tongue, everything working properly. If how do we get taste in our tongue? It is because of the saliva, the water in the mouth. If we don't have that saliva, we will not get any taste. Just imagine, one day, from morning to night, there is no saliva in your mouth, and whatever you are putting in your mouth, you are not getting any taste. No taste. Can you even imagine the situation that you are going to have? Have you thanked Krishna? That thank you, Krishna, that you are constantly producing that saliva in my mouth? Who is producing it? Am I doing something? Am I doing something to get that air? No. It is automatically coming. Am I doing something to open the tap and get water? Water has been given by Krishna. The foolish politicians are using it wrongly. And because of that, there are so many problems in so many areas. But otherwise, water is available from millions of years because it has been given by Krishna, our Supreme Father. Our Supreme Father has provided us everything. There is nothing that has not been provided. The only problem is that we are never satisfied. We are never satisfied with what we have, and we are never grateful. So let's offer prayers to him. First, let us be grateful that Krishna, you are so merciful that you have kept me healthy. You have kept my family members healthy. If my parents are alive, if one of the parent is alive, if my children are alive, if my brother, my sister, if they are alive, healthy, they are smiling, they are able to speak normally, think normally, I should be grateful for that. I should really be grateful for that. And then to express that, Krishna, at the same time, I am having problem in these areas. I really need your help. Krishna, please help me. This is the way to pray. Not just constantly go and keep complaining. I have this problem. तो आप बैठे बैठे कर क्या रहे हो? अरे भगवान तो होता ही नहीं है. People say these things. God does not exist. Otherwise, yesterday my so and so died. Why didn't he save this person? Death will come. One or the other day, even I am going to die. Whether by this way or that way, that is for the laws of nature to decide, not for us to decide. Our work is to understand what is the purpose of this human birth. If we don't understand that, we are nothing more than an animal, two-legged animal. Then the next limb is serving the Lord's lotus feet. Serving the Lord's lotus feet means what? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Patram, a leaf, tulsi leaf. If you just offer a tulsi leaf at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, he is so pleased. And when Krishna is pleased, he will take care of everything that is happening in your life. Then you don't have to worry about your life, because then it becomes Krishna's, Krishna personally takes care of it. But patram pushpam. Pushpam means a flower. When you see a nice flower and you think, oh, I want to offer this to Krishna, take that flower and offer it to Krishna at the lotus feet. Krishna is immediately pleased. Okay, and Krishna is our only well-wisher. Krishna is the only well-wisher we have. We may think this person is there, that person is there, our parents are there, our family is there, husband is there, wife is there, children are there. They are well-wishers. I am not saying they are not well-wishers, but the only genuine and true well-wisher who is eternally going to be by your side is Krishna. Understand this. Dear devotees, please understand this, and please don't take any offense, because I might sound very, that as if I'm scolding you, but I'm actually scolding my own mind when I'm speaking to you, because I'm trying to remind myself again and again. And in that way, I'm also trying to share it with you, so that at least it may be helpful to you as well. Just like how I'm trying to tell myself, I'm also trying to share it with you. So offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, patram pushpam khalam, a fruit, toyam, water. Krishna is not asking that build a nice house for me, otherwise I am not going to look at you. भाड़ में जाओ. तुमने ये क्या दिया? What is this? A fruit? I don't need a fruit. Yes, actually Krishna doesn't need anything from you. What does he need from us? What can I really give him? Nothing. I can give him nothing. Everything that I have is given by Krishna to me. What is there is a there's a term in Hindi, क्या औकात है, मेरी क्या औकात है, what can I really give Krishna? Anything, every sight that I look is created by Krishna, is given by Krishna to me. So whatever I am giving Krishna, or whatever I'm trying to offer to Krishna, is just my love through some medium, through a fruit, through a flower, through that tulsi leaf, through offering some water. Krishna, have some water. I cannot offer anything. I'm so fallen, my condition is so fallen that मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है देने के लिए. But this water, please Krishna, please accept it. This little flower, please accept it. This little fruit I'm offering you, Krishna, please accept it. Tulsi leaf, Krishna will be so pleased when you offer it, because Tulsi is very, very dear to Krishna. If you pray at the lotus feet of Tulsi Ma, Tulsi plant, Tulsi Devi, Krishna is personally listening to all your prayers, because Tulsi Devi never leaves the lotus feet of Krishna. Whenever you speak to Tulsi Ma, Mother Tulsi, the plant, just rest assured that everything that you are saying is directly going to Krishna's ears. This is fact. This is proven. There are so many millions of devotees throughout the world, and we have practically experienced this. Then serving the Supreme Lord as a servant. So serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, in the mood of servant. I want to serve you, Krishna. How can I serve you? What can I do for you? Trying to serve Krishna. When you make an altar in your house, even that small altar, when you are cleaning, you are serving Krishna. When you are cooking something and when you are offering, that is serving Krishna. When you are offering a water also, that is serving Krishna. And then worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth. Pujan. Yeah. doing puja, when we show incense, when we show some diya, pradeep, ghee lamp to Krishna, all these are ways of worshipping him, serving him as a friend. You may consider Krishna your friend, your father or your son or your lover, your husband. You may, whichever relation you think of Krishna as, Krishna will reciprocate with you in that relationship. It is guaranteed. It is guaranteed. So here the 9 limbs of bhakti is mentioned: serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Krishna, I am offering myself completely to you. I am surrendering my life, my everything to you. Whatever it is there, whatever I have, my body, my intelligence, my talents, my money, whatever, everything, my family, I am offering at your lotus feet. Please make all of us a puppet and use us, enjoy us as you want. Because when we try to serve Krishna, we will in return get transcendental bliss, which cannot be explained in words. It cannot be explained in words. What happiness, what bliss. Okay, happiness will also fall short. That word happiness. We will be in bliss. We will, after that, we will never hanker for anything. Ye nahi hai, wo nahi hua, this is not happening, that is not happening, this is lacking, that is lacking. We will stop hankering. All hankering and lamenting will stop once we hold on to the feet of Lord Hari. So, going back to the first verse, Bhajahu re mana Sri Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Once we hold on to the feet of Lord Hari, he is going to take away all our worries. Then we will not have to worry about anything and we will become fearless. We will become fearless because we will get all the realizations. We will get to know things as it is and we don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to be fearful about anything. Janam sat sange taroho e bhava sindhure. This worldly existence is very difficult to cross. Why? Because we are constantly doing activities. Okay, we are constantly doing activities and every activity has a good or a bad reaction and it will come. We have to stop all the reactions. We don't want good karma. We don't want bad karma. We just want to serve Krishna. We want to break this chain and this cycle of repeated birth and death, and we want to go back to Krishna. We also want to become, friends of Krishna. Or if we see Krishna in Vatsalya Bhav, then we want Krishna to be our like our child. Where we can scold Krishna. Krishna, what are you doing? When he's stealing butter, my mother Yashoda and the gopis, they are scolding him. There are so many pastimes where we see that Krishna has gone to steal butter and the gopis have caught him. He's got caught. That Krishna, we caught you. You have come to steal butter. So Krishna says, what do I do now? Please leave me. So they say, dance and show us. Dance and show us. You have to dance and only then we will give you the butter. So what does Krishna do? Krishna starts dancing. The little child Krishna, he will start dancing. He will show some dance and then, gopis will say, good, now you can take some butter. But these gopis, we have to understand, they are completely surrendered to Krishna. They are in love with Krishna. Unconditional love. Not love which is Krishna, if you do this for me, then I will do that for you. No. Krishna, no matter what happens to me, even if you take away everything from me, I will still, I love you. I still love you. I love you without condition. That is a gopi. And we want to become like that. That should be our goal. That we can, completely surrender to Krishna. Krishna, whether you give me, whether you take away from me, whether you hit me or whether you hug me, no matter what, I just want to be yours, and I just want to serve you unconditionally. I want to love you unconditionally. Please accept me. This should be our prayer. So with this, I will stop for today. I've taken a lot of time, 1.5 hours, but I hope, I've spoken a lot, and I hope that something out of so much that I've spoken is helpful to you, all of you. And if you really feel that yes, something was useful, then it is all because of my Guru Maharaj's mercy and Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Because today my eyes have opened because of Srila Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj. Whatever experiences I have, whatever realizations I have, is because of the mercy, causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who is the beloved founder Acharya of our ISKCON, and my Guru Maharaj, that I've got these realizations, and I just want to share these beautiful realizations with you. So, and whatever is not good that you have found that this was not useful is all because of my own shortcomings. So please pray for me also, so that I can also come out of my shortcomings. So let us together pray for each other, and let us try to really understand the purpose of this human birth. Let's make sure that this human birth does not go waste. That's all. So we'll stop here. If you have any questions or queries, you can raise your hand, and I will try to answer. Okay, if there are no questions, then we'll stop. So Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so very much for your association and for giving me this opportunity to speak few words and purify myself. So thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.